The Terry McLaurin situation is starting to heat up in Washington, and now, for the first time, we're hearing real connections being made between the New England Patriots and the star wide receiver. For weeks, McLaurin's name has been floating around in conversations about possible dissatisfaction, but now it's escalated to a new level. McLaurin has gone public with his frustration over his contract situation, expressing disappointment that a new deal hasn't been reached. He hasn't issued any trade demands yet, and there's no official holdout, but the tone has clearly changed. Players don't speak out like this unless they're trying to move the needle, and in the NFL, when that kind of message is sent publicly, it's almost always strategic. Whether it's to pressure the team, get fans on their side, or attract suitors, it's a calculated move, and that's exactly what we're seeing from McLaurin right now. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Albert Breer, a highly respected NFL voice with deep connections around the league, has stated that the Patriots are believed to be seriously interested in acquiring McLaurin. Now, Breer isn't someone who throws this kind of info out lightly. When he attaches a name like McLaurin to a team like New England, it's worth paying attention. He mentioned that the interest is contingent on McLaurin actually becoming available, which at this point hasn't officially happened. The Commanders have been radio silent about the situation, and there's been no public word from their side. But that silence speaks volumes. When a team is working behind the scenes to calm things down or buy time, the strategy is usually to avoid giving the story more oxygen. The longer they avoid commenting, the more pressure builds and the more leverage the player can gain with fans and media. McLaurin, for his part, is playing the PR game smartly. He's not burning bridges publicly, but he's making it known that he's disappointed, that he feels undervalued, and that he wants a new contract sooner rather than later. And while the Commanders are still likely to get a deal done, especially after investing so much in building around quarterback Jayden Daniels and bringing in a player like Deebo Samuel, the situation could still shift quickly. It only takes one bad meeting or one botched offer to push a player like McLaurin to request a move. And if that happens, New England might be right there waiting for the Patriots. This kind of move would signal a serious shift in their approach. It's no secret that the wide receiver position has been a weak spot in recent years. Even with the addition of Stefon Diggs, there are still plenty of questions surrounding the overall depth and health of that group. Diggs is coming off a significant injury and is on the wrong side of 30, while he's been productive throughout his career. The margin for error with aging, injured players is slim. The idea of pairing him with another elite talent like McLaurin would completely change the dynamic of that offense, especially with a young quarterback like Drake May looking to develop chemistry and consistency early in his career. But this isn't just about adding talent, it's about legitimacy. A duo of Diggs and McLaurin would instantly give the Patriots one of the most respected receiving tandems in the AFC. It would open up the field for guys like Pop Douglas and Kyle Williams, allow Hunter Henry to operate with less attention over the middle, and most importantly, give May to reliable options who can win on the outside against top-tier coverage. That's the kind of setup that turns a rebuilding offense into a dangerous one overnight. So yes, while nothing is official yet and McLaurin hasn't been made available, the fact that respected insiders are linking him to New England should not be taken lightly. Meanwhile, another storyline emerging out of Foxborough has to do with the dynamic between Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft, and believe it or not, we're actually seeing Belichick step out of his usual shell to address comments that Kraft recently made in the media. In a rare moment of public reflection, Kraft described the trade that brought Belichick to New England as the best move he's made since taking over the team. That's significant, especially considering the complicated history between the two, particularly over the past few years. For those who don't remember, Belichick was originally set to take over the New York Jets, even signed a contract, but famously resigned on a napkin before ever coaching a single game for the team. That led to the Patriots trading for his rights, a move that was seen at the time as risky, given Belichick's lackluster head coaching record in Cleveland. Kraft admitted he took a lot of heat from the local media at the time. Critics were quick to point out Belichick's failures with the Browns, and many questioned whether he was head coach material. But Kraft went with his gut and pulled the trigger on the deal. Now, 2 decades and 6 Super Bowl wins later, it's easy to see why he calls it his best move. What's surprising, though, is that Belichick has now responded in a departure from his typical on to the next one mindset. Belichick acknowledged Kraft's comments and pushed back just a bit, saying that he'd took a big risk by coming to New England. He pointed to the instability in the Jets' ownership group at the time as a major reason. he chose to walk away from that job and head north. He also mentioned that Kraft's commitment to the franchise gave him the confidence to take that leap. That kind of transparency from Belichick is rare. He's spent his entire career avoiding the media spotlight, giving the shortest possible answers in press conferences and steering clear of drama. So for him to publicly respond like this says a lot. It suggests that there may still be some tension between him and Kraft, or at the very least, that Belichick wants to make sure his version of the story is heard. This back and forth isn't likely to get ugly, but it does add another layer to what has been an evolving and sometimes uneasy relationship between two of the most powerful figures in Patriots history. While that drama plays out in the background, the attention quickly shifts back to the field and specifically to the wide receiver room. ESPN recently released its annual positional rankings, a list compiled through polling coaches, executives, and players across the league. As always, there were some expected names at the top. Justin Jefferson, Ja'Marr Chase, and Tyreek Hill rounded out the top three, but what really raised eyebrows was who didn't make the list. Stefon Diggs, the newest weapon for the Patriots, failed to receive a single vote. That means, according to those closest to the game, he's not even considered a top 25 wide receiver right now. That's a pretty stark fall for a player who, not long ago, was considered one of the best route runners in the league. But it's also not entirely surprising. He's coming off an ACL injury and, as we've seen in these rankings before, injuries can drastically impact where a player lands. If you miss time, you miss opportunities to prove yourself, and when the league is constantly evolving, with new stars emerging every year, it's easy to fall behind. Diggs now has something to prove not just to the league, but to himself and to Patriots fans who are banking on him bouncing back strong. What makes the situation even more complex is that the rest of the receiver room isn't exactly brimming with proven talent. Sure, Pop Douglas is exciting and could be in line for a breakout season. Kyle Williams was drafted with upside in mind. Mac Hollins brings a veteran presence. But none of those names scream star power. ESPN even noted that the team's second or third best receiving option might actually be tight end Hunter Henry. That's not a knock on Henry, who's been solid since arriving in New England, but it does say something about the lack of depth and firepower at wide receiver for a rookie quarterback like Drake May. That's not ideal. Young quarterbacks need reliable weapons, guys who can create separation, make contested catches, and stretch the field. They also need consistency, players who show up every week and give them a chance to grow. The Patriots have tried to piece that together, but it still feels incomplete. That's why the McLaren rumors carry so much weight. That's why fans are starting to get excited, cautiously optimistic, and why insiders are starting to connect the dots. Because if there's a position group that can shift the Patriots' entire offensive outlook, it's the receivers, and if McLaren becomes available, the Patriots should absolutely be all in. There's no question that Belichick knows this. There's no question that the front office sees what the rest of the league sees. And even though they've made moves bringing in Diggs, drafting Williams, keeping faith in Douglas, they also know that the gap between solid and elite is massive in today's NFL. You need game changers, and right now, the Patriots still don't have enough of them on the outside. McLaren could be that guy. He's fast, physical, polished, and consistent. He's the kind of player that defenses have to game plan around. And if you can add him to an offense that's trying to rebuild its identity, it's a move that could pay off for years to come. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots, and don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Breaking news is stirring the NFL world as rumors swirl that Brandon Aiyuk, the talented wide receiver, might be heading to the New England Patriots. While nothing has been officially confirmed, sources close to the situation suggest that the Patriots are seriously considering adding Aiyuk to their roster, sparking excitement and speculation among fans and analysts alike. Brandon Aiyuk, known for his speed, agility, and reliable hands, has made a name for himself since entering the league. His ability to create separation and make big plays could be exactly what the Patriots are looking for to boost their offensive arsenal. With the Patriots' offense seeking new weapons to challenge defenses, Aiyuk's potential acquisition has become a hot topic around the NFL. The Patriots have long been known for their strategic moves in the offseason, often surprising the league with unexpected signings or trades. Adding a dynamic receiver like Aiyuk could signal a shift in their offensive philosophy, aiming to inject more explosiveness into their passing game. Given New England's history of maximizing player talents, it wouldn't be shocking if Aiyuk thrives under their system. Fans have taken to social media to speculate on how Aiyuk would fit alongside the Patriots' current receivers and tight ends. Some believe he could be the missing piece that elevates the team's passing attack, while others wonder how his style of play will mesh with the Patriots' quarterback. Regardless, the buzz around this possible signing is undeniable. While the details remain under wraps, the timing of this rumor aligns with the Patriots' ongoing efforts to reshape their squad. The organization has been quietly exploring options to strengthen their offense, and Aiyuk's name has reportedly been at the top of their wish list. Could this be the move that propels the Patriots back into serious contention? Of course. As with all rumors, nothing is set in stone. The NFL offseason is filled with speculation, and teams often keep their cards close to the chest. However, insiders suggest that talks have progressed far enough to make fans start dreaming of Aiyuk donning the Patriots' iconic uniform. If this deal comes to fruition, it might not only impact the Patriots, but also shift the balance of power in their division. Adding a playmaker like Aiyuk could force opponents to rethink their defensive schemes, potentially opening up opportunities for the team's other offensive weapons. As the rumor mill heats up, Patriots fans are eager for official confirmation. Until then, the possibility of Brandon Aiyuk joining New England remains a tantalizing story, promising excitement and intrigue as the team prepares for the upcoming season. Stay tuned as this developing saga unfolds. Brandon Aiyuk to the Patriots could be the headline that changes the NFL landscape this offseason. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.